Scanning for audio.
Morning. Welcome to another Tin Dog podcast. I've lost some audio files, so I'm going back over some stuff, so bear with while I do stuff. Now, I may ramble, but you know what? You're used to that. That's fine. Can you do me a favour? If you know another Doctor Who fan or somebody out there who might like Big Finish, can you tell them about this podcast? Because I know you've been downloading it for years. But you know what? Some people don't know it exists at all. And they might want to. It might be like, something might go, hey, that guy, he likes Doctor Who. He likes Big Finish. He knows what he seems to know what he's talking about. Just do me a favour and spread the word, would you? Right. Here's one of the files that is missing from my massive collection of files that I've recorded. So, Torchwood 100, farewell. You know how much I love Torchwood. You know how much I've come to absolutely adore Torchwood on audio. It's so much better than it ever was on TV. But without the TV version, this would never have come about. Okay? We get it. We really do get it. But this is the end of an era. Now, I know it's been prepared for, and I know that there is much talk about Torchwood Legends or another series that will come along. So this is the end of what was the monthly range. Yes, I know it went bi-monthly towards the end, but there's been 100 Torchwoods. And out of those 100, there's been 100 absolutely superb releases. I cannot emphasise how much of a jewel in the crown for Big Finish Torchwood has been. It's allowed them to do challenging narratives, using alternate structures to take stories that are just, are deeply unsettling and give us different takes on a strange world that exists. Well, it's Doctor Who adjacent now. It's not even Doctor Who. Because the recurring monsters aren't, it's just a strange and odd universe. So Joseph Lister has written this final story, Torchwood Farewell. We'll do the synopsis, and then we'll talk about it without giving spoilers. This title was released in May 2026. It will be available exclusively to buy from the Big Finish website until July the 31st, 2026, and then on general sale from that point onwards. Ianto Jones and Tommy Price have fought many alien invaders. They are more than colleagues, they're friends. But their friendship is about to be put to the test as they prepare to face a Cyberman. A Cyberman in the cellar, in the village of Wetwang. Now, for those of you paying attention to the subtle and not so subtle things that I drop in to my podcast about where I live, you all know that I live in Yorkshire, and Wetwang is a genuine place in Yorkshire. Yes, it's called Wetwang. And this is set a few days before the events involving the 456, which is, Children of Earth, the death of Ianto. But this also covers the introduction of Ianto. There's a flashback, there are several flashbacks to the Battle of Canary Wharf, the outcome, how Tommy has survived, and Tommy's continuing health issues, his alcoholism. There's a lot of stuff, baggage, if you want, left over from earlier Torchwood stories. References, even the reference to the incredibly funny and excellent dinner party story that's got Yvonne in it. And of course, it heavily references Cyberwoman. When the guy took over Doctor Who had written Cyberwoman, they said, hey, what do you want from, the new showrunner? And And I answered rather flippantly on Twitter, what I want is a handwritten apology for Cyberwoman. Except Cyberwoman isn't that bad a story. The problem with Cyberwoman is the design. It's the design of the dodgy stiletto-wearing Ianto's ex-girlfriend thing. So yeah, I was being flippant. Me, a Doctor Who fan, a podcaster, being flippant. Who would have thought it? But you get what I mean. The issues with that story is more with the design of the costume than anything else. And let's face it, we're Doctor Who fans, we really do need to be letting this sort of thing go. So what we've got is a lot of callbacks to other episodes which will not interfere with stories. You don't need to have heard the last 100 releases, okay? Because the story's lovely. I am over the moon that Tommy survived the Battle of Canary Wharf, because Tommy's character is brilliant. Ideally, in my head, Tommy would be the person who actually takes over Torchwood and brings it back if it was to come back today. Hire Timothy Bendrick. I mean, let's face it, he's not exactly, he's not a bad actor at all. No, seriously. The character of Tommy would be brilliant. He could do it live action on TV, come back and run Torchwood. A shoddy, cheap version of Torchwood. We could have that back instead of Doctor Who on TV. Right. I need to talk about this because things have changed about Doctor Who coming back. I'll do that in a minute. Let's finish talking about this. This is a truly great story, incredibly well executed, and you get to deal with not just the problems of having a Cyberman in your basement, but also the problems of who that person was. And it's basically the antithesis, if you want, of that Cyberwoman story. Because what do you do if you know what you're doing with the technology? And I know it always ends badly, but this is about friendship, genuine friendship between two work colleagues. Because I've heard the development of their relationship, and it has been, and I hate to use this word, but it's true, an absolute story arc between these two characters. I've loved it all. I genuinely have. And I'll tell you what, if Tommy was to run Torchwood these days and replace Yvonne, because God knows what's happening there, then you could have Ianto back as the defence hologram, because he's running the Torchwood hub. The self-repair bots could have kicked in Cardiff. Torchwood 3, is it? Could be back up and running. This is not just wishful fan thinking. This is me going, how can we take this narrative further forward and still keep it firmly rooted in the ground? There's been some brilliant stuff. I mean, absolutely superb stuff. I wish we'd had more 70s Torchwood. Hell, a bit more 80s. You know what? The whole thing would have been gorgeous, but it's been such a great journey. Thank you, Big Finish, for this, because we didn't need to get Torchwood, and it came as a surprise about how much I absolutely loved it. Now, obviously, at this point, this is the bit where I go, hey, could we possibly have release number 50? Now that the main range is finished, because you never actually got around to it, because there's been, actually, when I said earlier there's been 100 great releases, there's been 99 great releases, because number 50 was never released. It exists out there, man. You could just sneak it out. Give it to us as a free Christmas present. Or just by accident. Release it into the wild. Whatever. Just let us hear it, man. We're Doctor Who fans. I know the idea of a missing episode appeals to some people. Leave them wanting more, and this is us wanting more. But leave them wanting more by just being great. Please, just please, go on. You know you want to. Right, Doctor Who. There's been whispers on the internet that all is not as we thought. Because, and this is something that no one seems to have mentioned beforehand, all BBC shows now need to go out to tender. Okay? Now, it's weird, but even NASA do this, which is really, really weird, because there's a line, I think it's in The Right Stuff, where it says, you are sitting on a massive missile, aimed at space that was built by the lowest bidder. It's in order to try and drive down prices. So the people who already run Doctor Who could be bidding to run Doctor Who. And all they have to do is legally, because everything at the BBC needs to go through this tender process now, and we didn't know, we weren't told this. None of this BBC experts that always Twitter about it or go on YouTube and violently disagree with each other, none of them mentioned this. So yeah, everyone's saying there's going to be another announcement within a few weeks. That's just confusing matters. So what I'm doing now is I'm just stepping back from the whole thing. Because if Doctor Who comes back on TV, lovely. If it doesn't come back on TV, lovely. I don't care right now. I'm going to let the world play itself out. Because unless I happen to win a few £1 million on the lottery, and then I'll give Jason Hay Gallery a ring and go, right, what should we do with this? Do you want to make Doctor Who on TV? If that came up, then that'd be great. But as I haven't actually bought any lottery tickets lately, that's very unlikely. So, let's just all relax, chill, and let the grown-ups take care of the job because they are legally required to put it out for tender, thanks to the way that the BBC is funded these days. Yeah, let's just let things play out, shall we? And not just panic, and not just violently disagree with each other, and not just bang on, because the world has got too much division. And the one thing that brings us together used to be Doctor Who. Let's let it be that again, yeah? Oh, and by the way, I really hope you all got your entries in for the Big Finish Paul Spragg competition. Right, here's the trailer. Decide for yourself as always. And until next time, be seeing you.
Good morning. How can I help?
My name is Ianto Jones. I'm here to see Yvonne Hartman. First day at Torchwood.
From Big Finish Productions, Torchwood. Farewell.
I'm going to Wetwang. Someone is buying alien tech on the dark web.
Ianto, lad, say something.
Tommy, you should have died at Canary Wharf.
That day was hell. There was 6 of us, just by chance. It got us out. It gave us our lives back.
Why?
Because nobody ever really leaves Torchwood unless it's in a body bag.
So, Tommy, what is down there?
I am Cyberman. We are many. I am not alone. Fix me. Save me. Love me.
Ianto Jones, Torchwood. This is going to be the making of you.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
Here we are at Torchwood.
What are you doing?
Hartman thinks we should have an official company song.
That was the Tin Dog Podcast. All topics discussed are the intellectual property of the copyright owners. No infringement is intended. Why not follow the show on Blue Sky at tindogpodcast.bsky.social. If you've enjoyed this podcast on YouTube, please click like and subscribe. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.